Y'all, what's going on? I got another one for you. Today we're going to be reacting to Danica Marie Dope Discussions, and she's going to talk about why so many women love dysfunctional guys. So before I get right to this video, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe if you're new. I appreciate everybody who's recently been subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers, man. Let's keep this going, getting like new subscribers every single day. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is Fair Use. Shout out again to the.
But y'all want to know something else that is causing a lot of men to walk away and be alone? This right here. When men end up giving us a chance, and again, I'm talking about those respectful men, okay? My brother said, don't say gentlemen, I'm going to say respectful men. When it comes to those respectful men that have their ducks in a row, that are ready and willing to work with you, make these sacrifices for you the whole nine. When it comes to them coming into your life, trying to help you, what do a lot of us do? We fuck it up. We say, oh, he's too nice. He's boring.
I mean, most of us guys watching this, we've heard other things about you, the too nice, boring, blah 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 blah. A lot of us have heard this before, and it's like having a dagger put in your chest. It's not a good feeling at all.
We mess it up whenever it's too peaceful because, to be honest, a lot of us love dysfunctional men, dysfunctional environments. We love that. We thrive off of that. So you're starting to see more and more men say, I would rather not. Because if I get with her, she's going to do everything in her might, everything in her power to jeopardize this, to sabotage this, to fuck it up. Because it's not spicy enough for her. It's not intriguing enough for her. We do this. And you have more and more men saying, you know what? I'd rather be alone than to deal with this type of shit right here. This will do nothing but set me back.
Facts. Like, a lot of guys check out of the dating market because of most men don't like dysfunction. It's a small percentage of men who don't mind dysfunction, but the overwhelming majority of the male population, black, white, blue, doesn't matter. We need our peace because our peace equals our sanity, and we don't, because as men we deal with enough in the world by being told we're toxic, we're nothing, we're not even looked at as valuable if you don't have enough clout and a huge following due to the social credit systems of social media. If you're just an average everyday guy and you work and you make good money, not average money, I'm talking about you make good money, you're a trader, you make really good money, you're going to get overlooked by really people in general. You're going to get overlooked, and it's sad that this is what our society has come to, but there's really not much we can do about it. But unless guys, that's why I'm a huge advocate for guys getting up out of here and finding happiness in other lands across the world, because you only live one life. You don't want to waste it just dealing with the dysfunction here in the Western society.
Hold me back. And so I would rather just be by myself. Because just to say that you got a woman, it ain't worth it. That's the biggest puzzle piece to this right here. We can luck up and get the very man that we need, and we still mess it up. Let's say men have not walked away, did not walk away, and gave us a chance. We messed those situations up, forcing more and more men to just be like, you know what? Why bother? What am I doing? Because even when I try, I fail. I can't win for losing. What am I doing here? So even when I don't walk away, I realize that I probably should have.
Now, I can't imagine being in a relationship that's just not going the way you want it. It's full of dysfunction, full of chaos, and as a man, if you have to ask yourself that question, you're already starting to wake up. Now, the question is, are you going to have the guts to actually walk away from that whole situation? Or are you too used to the situation that you can't imagine life without it?
That's the dilemma. This is also why you're seeing more and more men being perfectly okay with being alone. Because at least I have my peace.
Well, with everything she said, I said, yo, that's she hit the nail on the head with that one, if you ask me. Because the main reason a lot of guys are understanding that dating in what the Western world has become more and more of a giant cluster of chaos and nonsense, no loyalty. And if you're all around good dude, you're more than likely you're gonna end up getting taken advantage of. You like a lot of people take your kindness for weakness, and that's one thing I don't like about being a good person, because the fact that people look at people doing things for them out of kindness as weakness, it really shows how backwards a lot of people are, if you ask me. Then again, if you're that type of person, you got to understand if this is how people are moving now, you also have to move accordingly as a good person. Maybe not always know when to show kindness and know when to pull it back, because if you look at someone who's not usually a kind person, they hardly ever get disrespected. It's usually the nicest people with good hearts, good intentions. They always get the short end of the stick, while others who aren't as nice or kind or warm-hearted, they don't have it. Now, less people might deal with them altogether, but they're less likely to probably get disrespected by somebody, because they know not to play those games with that person, because they're not gonna deal with it. Usually, a much nicer person is, they're gonna end up dealing with a whole lot more garbage from other people. That's the sad thing about it. But at the end of the day, like this, with the whole now going back to like dysfunction has become like a drug in Western society, because I think that you have a lot of women and some guys out here who cannot live without it. They just simply can't live without dysfunction, to the point where, if they're in a relationship with someone who's a lot more peaceful, who's, out of the way, who doesn't want to get involved in any wildness out here, they look at that person like something's wrong with them. Like, how come they're not getting into any altercations? How come they're not getting arrested? How come they're not getting into any legal trouble? Like, something's wrong with that person? That's growing exponentially more in today's time, which is something I really don't like. And for someone like myself, this is not the place to probably even consider, trying to build something with somebody or anything like that, because you have so many people and so many people who love dysfunction, and so many people who are you have so few people who hate dysfunction. It's a scarce amount of people who hate it, and an abundance of people who love it. And that's the direction our Western culture is going now. And I'm thankfully a lot of men are waking up to this and saying, you know what, my happiness matters, and I'm going to go find it elsewhere. So if you made it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate you for listening to what I have to say. Do you agree with what Nika Marie said? Do you agree with what I'm saying too? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. Help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, and share this video with everyone you know. Till next time,